It felt like just another Tuesday, but it turned out to be the day my world tilted on its axis. My name is Mark, and I've been married to Sarah for 7 years. We had what I thought was a happy life, a cozy little house in the suburbs, two beautiful kids, and a bond I believed was unbreakable. But that Tuesday, everything started to unravel. Sarah had been working late a lot recently. As a graphic designer, demanding projects and tight deadlines weren't unusual. I never questioned it. Why would I? I trusted her completely. That evening, she texted me around 6 p.m. "Hey honey, going to be another late one. Don't wait up for me. Kiss the kids goodnight." I replied with a simple, "Okay, love you," and went about my evening routine. Dinner, homework with the kids, bedtime stories. Around 9 p.m., after the kids were asleep, I was scrolling through my phone when a friend, Dave, sent me a picture. It was a photo of a car, a very specific metallic blue sedan with a small, noticeable dent on the rear bumper. My heart skipped a beat. It was Sarah's car. "Isn't this Sarah's car?" Dave's text read. "Just saw it parked over on Elm Street. Weird, right?" Elm Street. That was miles away from her downtown office, in a completely different direction from our home. A cold dread started to creep up my spine. Why would her car be there? I tried to rationalize it. Maybe she was visiting a client? Maybe she was meeting a friend? But at this hour? Without telling me? My mind was racing. I couldn't just sit there. I texted her back, "Hey, where are you exactly? Just checking in." Minutes felt like hours. No reply. I called her. It went straight to voicemail. Now panic was setting in. My imagination, usually a calm and rational space, was suddenly painting vivid, terrible pictures. I had to know. I got in my car, my hands trembling as I gripped the steering wheel. My heart pounded against my ribs like a trapped bird. "Don't be crazy, Mark," I told myself. "There's a perfectly logical explanation for this." But the sick feeling in my stomach told me otherwise. I drove towards Elm Street, a quiet, residential area I barely knew. And there it was, just as Dave had said. Sarah's blue sedan parked neatly on the curb. But it wasn't the car that made my blood run cold. It was the house it was parked in front of. A neat, single-story home with warm lights glowing from the windows. I didn't recognize the house. Who lived here? I parked my car down the street, my mind a chaotic whirlwind of fear and suspicion. What do I do? Do I knock on the door? Do I call her again? I felt like a spy in a bad movie, my own life suddenly a foreign and frightening landscape. I decided to wait. Maybe she'd come out soon, and there would be a simple explanation. An hour passed, then another. It was almost midnight. The lights inside the house were still on. Through a gap in the curtains I could see silhouettes moving inside. Two people, a man and a woman. They were laughing. The woman's silhouette was achingly familiar. Her hair, the way she tilted her head back when she laughed. It was Sarah. My breath caught in my throat. I felt a physical pain in my chest, sharp and debilitating. It couldn't be. Not my Sarah. The man's arm went around her, pulling her close. They kissed. It wasn't a friendly peck. It was a long, passionate kiss that shattered my world into a million pieces right there in the driver's seat of my car. I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy, nauseous. This wasn't real. It had to be a nightmare. I wanted to storm up to the door, to scream, to demand answers. But my body was frozen, paralyzed by shock and a profound, soul-crushing sadness. This was a betrayal I never imagined possible. The woman I had built my life with, the mother of my children, was in another man's arms. I don't know how long I sat there just staring at that house, the symbol of my broken marriage. Eventually, a cold, hard resolve began to form amidst the wreckage of my emotions. I couldn't confront them like this, not in a blind rage. I needed to think. I needed to protect my kids. I drove home, the streets a blur through my tear-filled eyes. The house was dark and quiet, a stark contrast to the turmoil inside me. I walked into our bedroom, the room we shared, and the scent of her perfume on the pillow was like a punch to the gut. The lie, working late, echoed in my head, mocking me. I didn't sleep that night. I just sat in the living room waiting. Around 2 a.m. I heard her car pull into the driveway. The front door opened quietly. She tiptoed in, thinking I was asleep. She entered the living room and jumped when she saw me sitting there in the dark. "Mark, you scared me. What are you doing up?" she asked, her voice a little too bright, a little too forced. I just looked at her. I didn't raise my voice. I spoke calmly, the words feeling like stones in my mouth. "How was work, Sarah?" She hesitated for a split second, a flicker of something in her eyes. "Oh, tiring. Just a brutal deadline." "Right," I said, my voice flat. "A deadline on Elm Street?" The color drained from her face. Her fake smile vanished, replaced by a look of pure panic. She started to stammer. "What? Elm Street? I don't know what you're talking about." "Don't, Sarah," I said, my voice finally cracking. "Just don't lie to me anymore. I saw you. I saw your car. I saw you with him." Silence. A heavy, suffocating silence filled the room. She sank onto the sofa, her face in her hands, and began to sob. It wasn't the sound of remorse, not yet. It was the sound of someone who had been caught. The dam broke, and everything came pouring out. His name was Alex. He was a new colleague. It had started a few months ago as a friendship, which then became something more. The late nights, the work trips, it was all a lie. Each word was another dagger in my heart. She said she was confused, that she didn't mean to hurt me. But the hurt was already there, a gaping wound that I wasn't sure would ever heal. I listened, my initial shock giving way to a cold, clear anger. My wife, the person I vowed to spend my life with, had been living a double life. She had looked me in the eye day after day, lied to my face, and then gone into the arms of another man. The days that followed were a blur of painful conversations and sleepless nights. The house felt like a prison, thick with tension and unspoken words. We tried to talk, to figure out what went wrong. She said she felt neglected, that our lives had become all about routine and the kids. I felt blindsided. If she was unhappy, why didn't she talk to me? Why was her first solution to seek comfort elsewhere? Her apologies felt hollow, her tears self-serving. The trust, the very foundation of our marriage, had been demolished. How could I ever look at her again without seeing her with him? How could I believe anything she said? For the sake of our children, we tried to navigate this new, broken reality. But the image of her car parked in front of that house on Elm Street is burned into my memory. It's a constant reminder of the night my life changed forever. The lie about working late wasn't just a lie. It was a symptom of a much deeper betrayal that unraveled the life I thought we had. The road ahead is uncertain. I don't know if our marriage can be saved, or if it even should be. Right now, all I know is the deep, aching pain of a broken heart and a shattered trust. Finding her car that night didn't just expose her affair. It exposed the fact that the person I thought I knew best was, in fact, a stranger. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever gone through something similar, know that you're not alone. It's a difficult journey, but we can get through it. Please consider liking this video and subscribing for more stories. Your support means the world.